I think I want to go into acting full time. So for me, I when I came to Lagos, apart from working in a broadcast organization, I was also attending auditions just to understand what it was like. And I realized that for someone like me who is just fresh out of youth service, with my parents in Benin, my father did not have a house in Lagos. I realized that going into acting at that point in time was not going to be financially sustainable for me. So I made a decision to work for some time and then build my finances to a stable point, have some leverage, and then I can go into the industry maybe in like 5 years' time. And that was what I did. So by 2018, I had worked for 5 years, and I told my people I wanted to go into acting full time. I wanted to, because it's my passion basically, is what I've always wanted. I've gotten some media experience, so it was time for me to get acting and film experience. And God being faithful, it was not difficult to leave my job, and then, but it was not easy.
Okay, we're
It
going to
wasn't
get to that.
easy.
Tell me,
So we'll get to that. Yeah.
you know that you said that you've always been passionate about acting. It's something you always knew you wanted to do. So it wasn't a drastic decision. You just woke up and said, "Oh, I want to delve into acting." You've always wanted this. So, what was your experience like going into the industry? Tell us your audition experiences. Like, did you ever attend one audition and you were like, "Oh my god, am I sure I want to be an actor here?" Because what my eyes have seen. Tell me
Okay.
that one, that particular one.
Okay, I have stories for days. So, okay, let me take it right back. So, what I used to do when I was working, like everybody in my office knew that I wanted to be an actor. So, I used to attend auditions randomly. Like when they call for auditions, I'll run from the office and go for the audition. And it was okay for me to get a call back because I knew that at that point in time, I would not be able to shoot. So when they give me a call back, I'll tell them, thank you so much for, I have work, I have full-time work, I'll not be able to shoot. So when I decided that, okay, I was going to do this in 2018. So by November of 2017, a friend of mine in the industry was like, come, there's this Africa Magic audition. Let's go. It was on the mainland. And I was like, really? Okay, let's go now. Shame me. I already knew that by January, I'm going to do bye-bye to my office. So this was November. Like, okay, let's go try. And we left very early because I heard then you had to, if you're going for such auditions, you have to leave by like 4 a.m., get there before 6. And we got there like maybe 5:30 a.m. and we're already like number 300 and something on the list. I was like, what? And then the hustle, and then the audition did not commence till about maybe 10 a.m. So imagine waking up by like 4 a.m. and then by the time it was my turn, let's say 2 p.m., I was drained, like completely drained, stressed. I had not eaten. I had not even there was nowhere to even get food.
I've been exhausted already at that time.
Yeah, I was exhausted. That's the one of the challenges of open auditions, and I really pray the industry gets to a point where they can figure that out. And by the time it was my turn, I had my monologue. I'd already gotten one of these Maya Angelou's poems. I was like, by the time I got inside, everything, every line evaporated. Like I,
Has
I was, I was standing before judges. Like I think there were about 4 or 5 of them, and I was blank. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I had it all, but I don't know what happened. And I felt I was so embarrassed. And then they were nice. I still tried, but the lines were not there. I just saw them. I left. I walked out. It was so embarrassing. Like I was like, God, I hated myself. But what could I do? I'm like, oh well, we win some, we lose some. But as God would have it, 4 months down the line, I didn't even know the project I was auditioning for. I got a call from a director friend of mine. We were in school together, in university together, and it was like, "There's a show I'm working on, and then there's this character I feel like you will bring to life." Like when I saw this character, I knew that it was you. I was like, "Hey, but you have to audition, so we invite you for a closed audition." I was like, "Okay, no problem." Me, I didn't work closed audition. Was all I know is I go for open auditions. They give me call back. So I went there. I had a screen test. They took off all my makeup, and I was like, they gave me 2 characters to read for. I didn't understand anything. But when I got there, the series producer then she looked at me and she was like, "You are Ene," and I was like shocked, like I was scared. She was like, "No, no, 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 it's not a bad thing, but I just see this Ene in you." I was like, "Really? I had not done anything." No, I auditioned, and then like after a month, they called me that I had gotten the role. Do you know it was when I got to set, I realized that that was the open audition I attended 4 months ago. That I goofed completely. Same one I goofed. Yes. I'm like, is this how God works? And that was like my first major work. And that was at Joche, where I played the role of Princess Eneda. That was what really brought me out, you know.
Wow.
It was amazing.
I'm so happy for you actually. To think that it was the most embarrassing audition you've ever had in life, and that was what brought you to the limelight. It was that same audition. It's amazing how life can be, right? And I was going to ask you what your first movie is, but you've already told us that. So let's delve into the most challenging character you have ever played. What was that challenging character that you put in your all to be able to achieve that particular character? Tell us the movie.
I think the most challenging would be playing Princess Ene on Ajoche because I had done some small short films before that production. It was an African Magic production. It was an epic series. It was really big at the time, 2018. And I was like a newbie. You know, it was really challenging because when I got to set, there was no background update, like, see, this is what the character is about. And they had like three children actors playing the character from toddler age till teenage age. And that was the adult version. It was really challenging because, to be honest, when I got on set, I think I struggled a bit because I was like, I had not seen what those kids had done. I knew the character was feisty, was fiery and stubborn, but initially I struggled. And then as it progressed, there were different character arcs. One point she was a saucy little kid, young girl, and then she now became a wife where she was calm, you know, and then she came back again, you know, she had to be going to war, fighting with men. It was, I think that was my most challenging role yet, playing Princess Ene on the series at Joche. Yeah. There all of there have been other challenging roles, but that one was, it was big because it was my first, like my first major. I'd had, yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Tell us who you would love to work with. Who is that Nigerian actor that if you're given opportunity today and they say choose anybody, who is that person you're going to choose to work with?
So
Um,
I made notes about how I was going to answer my questions, but I've not been looking at my notes. So for me, I need to go down so that I will itemize them for you.
okay, it's okay.
Okay, so for my Nigerian actors, my dream is to work with Ikemowo. That's
Really?
Osofia Ukwa. Yes.
Yeah. Ah, he's a
Like I
veteran.
watched him, he's a
Vet-
veteran. Like I watched him as a child. When he, I don't know if you remember, I don't know, we were like, I don't know if you watched Pam Pam Pam, where he and Oke Bakasi, the early days, they were two funny, fantastic characters. People don't know it, where it was an old series here we watched because my house, we used to watch films a lot.
Was it before
Yeah.
Sophia went to?
No, 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 it was long before Sophia. People don't,
Oh,
a lot of people don't really know this Pam Pam because then it didn't blow him as a Sophia or the
okay.
Ukwa. But you know, I feel like working with him will bring out that comedic part of me. Like I want to be in a real hardcore comedy. Like those are the guys that do comedy, because some people think comedy is easy, but comedy is not easy. So I
It's
would love to,
difficult.
yes, because you think you're being funny, but I would really love to challenge myself. I would love to be out to be on sets with him. And then for females, for me, it's my dream to work with Genevieve Naji. Like
Yeah.
she's
I
one
can
of
understand.
those,
I can
she's one of
understand
those
that.
phenomenal actresses. Like I've been watching her as a child. Like it will be my pleasure. Like if the day they will cast Genevieve and I in a movie, I will dance for 1 hour first because there's so much to learn from her. There's
I agree
so
with
much to learn from her. She's just phenomenal. There's no words to describe Genevieve. Those are my two favorite Nigerian actors I would love to work with. And of course, RMD. RMD is on that list. And also Mercy Johnson.
you.
Yes,
It's
I
just
love her as well. Yes, I love her as well. Those are people I would look
because you
forward to
like
work with.
comic to your acting. I think you like the stability.
Yes, yes.
And
Yeah, because
it's funny to people,
I've not really done core comedy for me. But I know there's a series I'm on now. My character is a bit, though it's a thriller, an African Magic series is currently airing Refuge. My character is a receptionist. She's a bit witty, but then it's a thriller. So I want the audiences to see that and let me know if it's comic or not. So yeah, those are my top three Nigerian actors I would love to work with. Like I would really love to work with them. I look forward to working with them. I hope I get to work with them in this lifetime.
You will, by God's grace. You have been consistent. So eventually, one way or the other, you would come in contact with these people and you guys will work together. I'm praying for you too. So have you ever played a role that you got stuck in that role? Like, how long does it take you to snap back out into your reality? Because I know that most of actors and actresses, filmmakers generally, people who interpret roles, it's like you getting into that character's shoe to be able to play it appropriately and make people relate to you as that character. And I feel like it's a psychological thing for you to come out of the character when you're done filming. So how do you do this? Have you ever gotten stuck in a character and you're like, oh, it's 3 days now and I'm still acting like, and Lord help me.
Oh yes. There's no actor that has not gotten stuck in a character because to interpret a role properly, you really need to go deep. It's psychological, it's emotional, it's physical. So there was a character I played. The movie is not released, and I really can't get. I don't know because we had a working title, which is not. I don't think is going to be the release title. Where I had to play a street character who had been abused. It was so tough because I found myself when I was filming because I had to identify with that character. And a point like there were scenes where I didn't have to cry, but I was crying because I had felt so much pain for that character. Even when I did them, at the end of shoot, there was a particular scene we did, and though it didn't make the final cut, but when I had gone back to the green room where actors used to stay, and I was discussing one of my directors, I just started crying. Like I didn't know, I couldn't hold back. I was like, I was thinking back of the character's journey, what she had been through, what she had lost. It was so emotional. So for me, what I try to do is when you play such characters that you really need to dig deeper, especially where you're tapping from personal experiences, that's where it really goes. And that's where the danger is. If you're going to play an emotional character, maybe you have to dig into a personal pain, you know, that's where it's really tough. So you have to make conscious efforts. You have to take a break. I suggest because some of our actors, now it's not easy. We need money, but you just want to shoot back to back. So I tell some people, don't shoot back to back when you're playing emotional characters, so that your acting is not on a surface level. Take a break, get yourself back, work on it, try to break out, especially when you've tapped a personal experience. Look for things that'll help you, watch comedy movies, just get activities that'll take your mind off it and then let go of that character before you go into another character. Because if not, it's going to show. It's going to show in the next one you're doing. Yeah, it will show. So it's not really easy. Those are the dangers of acting, especially some of the method actors. When they go so deep into it, it's tough for them to break out. Because even when I did NA, sometimes my mom would just say, "You're behaving like NA. This is not your NA character.
Oh,
Authoritarian." I'm like, yes, sometimes. So it's not easy. So we just have to make that conscious effort. And that's why I recommend always go for trainings, actors workshops. Anytime there's a film festival, I always try to attend the workshops, learn, unlearn, research, study more, know how people break out of characters because it's so easy to get stuck. Yeah.
absolutely. So what we're talking about today is Nollywood, the world's fastest growing film industry. And I feel like in the past years, like the movies we've seen and the growth in Nollywood is a tremendous one, tremendous one. And I feel like actors are also being affected, of course, in a positive way, because the more the movie the movie industry is growing, the more money for actors and filmmakers and everybody. But does that put you guys on your toes? Does it make you work harder compared to the actors, our veterans that started, the movie industry? Are you guys putting in more effort now, or you guys are just growing based on technology, or you have to put in more effort to catch up with the speed of Nollywood? Because we are number two in the world. That's a lot.
Oh wow, yes, we are. Kudos to all the people making it happen for us. But yes, we cannot just sit down. There is competition. That industry is naturally competitive, and then everybody is bringing out their A game. It's no longer I have passion for acting. See, did you get trained? Do you understand the difference between stage and film acting? You need to see. It's highly competitive, and Nigerians were so talented. Like, I have to give it to us. By the time you walk into some spaces, you see people, there's so much talent really out there. And beyond talent, there's what we call it's not just your talent that'll take you far, it's a combination of other things, your discipline, your character, and all that. But the industry is growing, and I believe every one of us, I think our actors, nobody's really playing. Everybody's coming up, everybody's studying, and I'm happy now that the Nigerian government, I know for my state, Edo State government, and then Lagos State government, those are two state governors that are really pushing for the creative industry to progress. And they've been having workshops like the governor of Ajile Sanwo-Olu has been sponsoring a lot of film courses for free. Like, I attended Elka on scholarship. It was free, you know. Nigeria is moving forward, and I'm proud of the movies that are coming out on different platforms, on Netflix, on Amazon, on Africa Magic, on Rock. There's so many good movies coming up, and if you are not improving yourself, you are not learning, you are jonesing. That's what I say. My actors, when you go for auditions, you see people, like, everybody's coming up with, there's the fire for creativity, and I'm happy about the industry coming from the way I met it, the way I knew it to be in the mid 90s. There's been tremendous growth, and Nollywood is big now. It's bigger than all of us. We just pray that we're able to have some structure. That's where we're lagging behind. We really don't have a proper structure like our foreign counterparts. So those are the challenges we're having. So hoping one day the government will take us seriously. We will take ourselves seriously enough to have one structure where everybody can fit into. Yeah.
Okay, so this is a topic that people have different opinions about this particular thing. I want to ask you, which is sex for roles. Is it a reality in Nollywood? Is it really happening, or is it just something people say to discourage upcoming actors, or so that the industry will not be too choked? Do you understand? There's a way someone can discourage you. Oh, don't come to this thing. It's not interesting, just because they don't want more actors or more newbies, in the film industry. Is it something that is happening? Is it a present day reality in Nollywood? If you have an experience, share with us. You don't have to give us all the details, but I would love to hear if you have an experience like that.
Okay, I had typed a politically correct response to this, but I really can't find it. I wanted to be very diplomatic about this response, but then let's just um sexual harassment. Is it there? Yes. Should it be there? No. What are we doing about it? So basically, I would say personally, I've not had anyone ask me outrightly for sex for a role. Thank God for the way the industry is in Lagos now. You can actually go for an audition and get roles. It's your work. But we know it's there. I've had people share their experiences, and for me, I think it's something people I believe the industry is working on. There are filmmakers that don't require that. There are people who are giving people jobs based on merits, based on merit. So we're hoping with time that will be something of the past in the industry. And I'll also encourage my fellow upcoming actors to not always give in to such pressure. Like, for me, I tell people, is the way you position yourself. Honestly, is the way you position yourself. Ask yourself, why are you acting? Why do you want to act? Everybody has their reasons for coming into the industry. Is it passion? Is it for fame? You just want to be in camera. What's your end goal? What do you want to achieve from it? So those are the things that I feel drive people. So it's your drive basically. And for some of us, it's our passion. It's not that deep.
Exactly.
If we don't do it, God will help us with other ways. There are other things for me. Like, I also have a career. I also do producing on the side. But then I know I can't take away the fact that some people have been victims. It's really sad. And I really hope that our top players would really do better, give people,
Jobs on
yes,
company,
based
not
based
because of
on merit, yes, based on merit. because I've heard